Nicki Minaj then calls culture, Cardi responds and says, "You wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful, and you know that. Your hate is so deep and dark and nasty because your son is nonverbal, because you effed him up with drugs, so you're jealous of everybody's kids and their happiness." Now,
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's long, messy feud just hit a disturbing new level Thursday night, October 2nd, when the two icons stopped attacking each other and started dragging each other's kids into it. The chaos began when Minaj penned a bizarre apology letter to Cardi's 7-year-old daughter, Culture. What started as a peace offering quickly turned shady. "You're a cute child," Minaj wrote, adding that lots of kids have cute little funny-looking gums before they grow into their features. It seemed sweet until it wasn't. Minaj's tone shifted, mixing fake sympathy with eerie threats. "One day you'll see this, so I have to say I apologize. You're an innocent child and don't deserve any of this. One day your mother, aunt, and many more will be brought to their knees for what they've said and tried to do to my young prophet, my beautiful boy." Cardi wasted no time clapping back with a letter just as venomous. She addressed it to Minaj's 5-year-old son and didn't hold back. "Dear Papa Perk," she began, "I'm sorry your mommy hasn't cut you a birthday cake these past few years because she can't stand my success or happiness." Then she took it even further, writing, "One day you'll grow up, and I hope you understand, when a girl says no, it means no. You can rise above the bad blood passed down from your grandfather, father, and uncle." Cardi ended her message with pure fire. "Please don't hate me when you grow up, cause your mommy gives me more attention than she gives you. Hopefully someone who truly cares about her gets her help and she finally reads you a bedtime story." In a follow-up post, Cardi warned Minaj, "Don't send no fake apology about my kid. Keep my child's name out your mouth, cause I'll always ride hard about mine." Then she added, "This back and forth about kids is dark energy, but the same darkness you send my way, I'll send it right back to the messenger." Earlier that day, Minaj accused Cardi of mocking her son, tweeting, "It's funny how all the other queens stayed silent while she mocked my boy for years." She also accused Cardi of calling black women roaches and monkeys. Cardi fired back fast, denying she ever insulted Minaj's child and claiming Nicki's the one who's beefed with every black woman in the game while bootlicking every white artist she can. And just when it couldn't get any wilder, Minaj took her rant to TMZ, The Breakfast Club, and even dragged Cardi's fans, The Barbs, and Charlemagne into the storm.
Busta Rhymes donkey today for Thursday, October 2nd goes to Anika Tanya Mirage Petty. Heavy on the petty.
Almost a decade back, Lil' Kim's drama was wild, and now Charlemagne the God swears it was all predicted. He didn't hold back this time either, dragging Nicki by using her full government name, Anika Tanya Mirage Petty, and putting heavy emphasis on the petty. On Thursday's show, he crowned Nicki with the infamous Donkey of the Day for accusing the Breakfast Club crew of using witchcraft to block her so-called noble mission, calling it pure nonsense.
Today, Nicki Minaj did what she does best lately, and that's go on an unhinged rant about everything and everybody. Okay, if you missed it, I understand. There's more important things going on in the world, including but not limited to a government shutdown. And it started, at least on our end, because yesterday on Breakfast Club, we responded to Nicki's Tuesday unhinged rant about Cardi B, not MAGA Minaj calling on Trump to get us locked up and using some of the language that Trump used against me when President Trump said, "Can anyone imagine the uproar there would be if I used that nickname?" Come on, Nicki. So anyone who dares to uplift any other female rapper that's not Nicki Minaj is going to be on Nicki's hit list. Why? Well, Lil' Kim told us why here on The Breakfast Club 13 years ago. Let's listen.
She wanted to be the only female out there. Because she wanted to be out there by herself. I'm going to leave this on this note. You will see. Everything in the dark comes to the light. That's all I got to say.
Dropping the clues box for Lil' Kim. Kim, in typical Cancer fashion, you were right. My sincere apologies to Lil' Kim for ever questioning her OG wisdom. Nicki has had smoke for Kim, Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Doja Cat, SZA, Remy Ma. The list goes on, and it's sad because Nicki is goated. She's an icon living. She literally kicked down the doors for a whole new generation of female rappers. She was indeed the pink print for female MCs. I loved when she coined that term years ago. I'm not the blueprint. That's for the boys. I'm the pink print for the girls. But how does the pink print become the stink print? Yes, the stink print, because as I said, your energy is just stank and nasty. You went from showing a generation how to be a female boss to showing a generation how to be a disgruntled artist. How does that happen? How do you go from inspiring a generation of young women to hating on a generation of young women? Well, that's what happens when a person is in pain. That's what happens when a person is hurting. That's what happens when a person has a bunch of unhealed trauma that they haven't dealt with. I saw something yesterday that I found extremely entertaining. Okay, but then I was extremely disturbed. And it put everything in perspective for me. Okay, there was a headline on Baller Alert, and I can't even believe Baller Alert posted something so unserious, but I'm glad they did, okay, because it said that Nicki Minaj was sent proof of witchcraft attacks. And it accused the Breakfast Club of orchestrating them. Okay, the tweet said the Breakfast Club was the main platform, partnered with Michael Kaiser of Atlantic Records, orchestrating a direct Nicki Minaj takedown campaign for years, which see the devil, all because Nicki wouldn't work with us. The other thing I was thinking about, when was Nicki blackballed? When did Nicki Minaj ever fall off? Nicki, do you understand that you are the bar for female rappers? Do you understand that you are a rap icon? When have you not sold records? When have your tours not been packed? See, you believe when you see other female rappers coming up around you that it somehow repositions you. Nicki Minaj, that is a level of internal insecurity that only you can deal with. You have to look in the mirror and quote Dr. Seuss. You have to say, today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. And don't put that in the rap because it's going to sound like Safari wrote it. Now, you are her, Nicki. Okay. And it's saddening all of us to see that you don't believe that you don't realize that. And the reason you don't realize that is because you are in pain. Nicki has had all these personal issues happen around her, and she's blaming the world for what she's feeling because of those issues. The industry has nothing to do with that, Nicki.
Charlamagne didn't hold back. He threw it back to Lil' Kim's explosive 2013 Breakfast Club interview, the one where the OG Queen Bee roasted Nicki for stealing other rap girls' shine and warned that darkness always comes to light. Charlamagne then ran through Nicki's long list of beefs, and the pattern was crystal clear. She's at the center of them all. Nicki Minaj isn't just feuding, she's on a full-blown warpath after being blasted for her wild Cardi B comments. On Wednesday, things went wild when Nicki Minaj, operating at full OC Tier 1 energy, hit retweet on a post from gossip blogger Tasha K, the same one Cardi B famously sued for defamation. In that post, Tasha went off on the Breakfast Club hosts, accusing them of targeting Nicki with a long-running takedown campaign just because she refused to go on their show. She even claimed they used witchcraft and spread lies. Straight chaos. Nicki didn't just stop there. She reposted it with a fierce selfie and the word allegedly, then turned up the heat by directly calling out the hosts, especially Charlamagne the God. Nicki wrote, "Did you put that bleaching cream on your..." before spiraling into a wild rant where she tagged Donald Trump, hinting he should lock them all up. She even dragged Charlamagne, Lauren, and Jess Hilarious by name, saying, "Imagine if you called yourself the God. Boy, lock up boring Lauren and Jess with the testicles too." That post had social media in full meltdown mode. Then came the most shocking part. In her final post, Nicki accused the Breakfast Club hosts of being Democrats who need to be taken down. She wrote, "Take them down, they're a curse. The Lord said it is done. Thank you, Jesus." The entire thing read like part prayer, part war cry, and fans were left speechless. Meanwhile, the Breakfast Club fired back the next morning. Jess Hilarious called both Nicki and Cardi's recent comments irresponsible, especially the ones involving family and kids. She said Nicki seemed miserable, while Charlamagne added that Cardi should have ignored her completely. He made it clear he still respects Nicki's artistry, but he didn't hold back on saying she gives off seriously bad energy online.
Nicki, how can you mention the fertility issue, right? Like, which is something very serious for a lot of women, who are unable to have children, and then you turn around and you call somebody's kid ugly. Cardi, you cannot talk about nobody's kids. You pregnant. Like, it's a lot. I think it's irresponsible on both women's part. Nicki just seemed miserable. Like, I'm sorry. That's your gut punch right there. And mind you, we still have to wait till March to hear your raps.
Music.
To hear your music. To hear whatever the clapback is musically. We still got to wait till March while we watching this unfold right here.
Yeah, they both went to hell on each other.
Crazy.
And this is why Cardi should have never responded to Nicki.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is social media's fault because y'all love to say lyrics be about people that they don't be about. Cardi just confirmed she wasn't shooting at Nicki on none of them lyrics.
Yeah, she did confirm that.
I don't like this. I don't like the when you throw the kids in it, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And, you know, you can't say somebody's going too far when you talk about somebody's kids, because you know some people say, well, you know, play the higher road. No, I'm going to hell with you. You talk about my kids.
Yeah,
I'm talking about yours. It should have never got that far. They should have never talked about each other's kids. I just don't like that. It's just,
I will say, I respect Nicki as an artist, but when I read her tweets and she starts trying to label people good and evil, it really makes me think of Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5:20 says, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Because if she believes that she comes off as a peaceful, loving, God-fearing human, she's bugging. Like, you can literally feel the darkness from her tweets. And honestly, that's why you shouldn't even engage with her, because when you match that kind of energy, you come off looking dark too.
You're right. And you know, the one thing I would always say, when you're in your light and the light is shining on you, people will try to take that light away. Absolutely. Right? Cardi B just released an amazing body of work. It's selling greatly. She had an amazing rollout. She's having a child coming up. She's doing a tour. But sometimes you just gotta enjoy the light.
And Jess said something that's real too. Nicki has all those accolades, all that success, and still manages to come off as miserable. Like, how do you beef with everybody? Lil' Kim, Remy Ma, Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Mariah Carey. Like, that's not a pink print. That's a stink print. Okay, Nicki energy just comes off as nasty and stink. That's what y'all should be called. It's a stink print. Like, that's
And that's all I got for today. See you in the next video.